Well, I'm out for my walk again. It's like 60 degrees out, so it's real beautiful out. And I'll show you the leaves are starting to change just a little bit. Not so much, but I can start seeing the change of the seasons. I'm thinking about another month, there'll be beautiful fall leaves. So I'm going to talk about a decision that I made about a month ago. And it was it's actually hard to talk about. And I'm going to be very vague in who it pertained to, but um, it was a family member. And pretty much all my life, um, it's hard to explain, but she's like when I was growing up, she always would hit me and she would always copy everything I did. She would always try to take credit for everything that I did. And, you know, through the years, I would always say, well, I did it for 7 years and she did it for a couple times. And she was always kind of tagged along. And she was my older sister, but but she did it too. And, but it's like everything I've done in my life, she's always been a part of it. But she's always been not so nice to me. And, there was times I would step back from it and forgive her and go back into it. And but it was always so hard because when things like this would happen, it would be like I would have to take a step back and I would have to like pick myself up. I would have to heal from some of the things that she said to me or some of the things that she did. Um, so it's been hard, and as time has gone on, and I'm not the only person she's done this to. She's done this to other family members, and we've all forgiven her. We see it for what it is. Um, but a couple years ago, she did something to me, and it was the thing is, came at me. I'm not 20 anymore, and she's not either. And I told myself, and I've never hit her, and I said, she hits me, I'm going to hit her right back. I'm done with this. I cannot do this anymore. She didn't. She came at me, but I think she knew. I was stood my ground, and she was calling me some pretty nasty names, and I didn't do anything. But this is the way it's always kind of been. And it was bad. And she left, and I was there, and I was around a couple other sisters, and one witnessed it, and I cried. I cried for days. It took me months, and what she did was awful. And it's been 2 years, but she called me, things she said to me. I didn't, I mean, all I basically told her was she had the C word, and I just told her I couldn't be around her. And this was a time when my mom was in the hospital, and um, and she got mad at me, and she called me all kinds of names. She came at me, and it took me a long time. And I forgave her. I understand her, so I forgave her. And I haven't seen her for 2.5 years since it happened. Actually, I think it happened like 3 years ago, but 2.5 years ago, I decided I was going to take a step back from some things in my life and stuff. And we had a family emergency where all of us had to kind of get together this past month. And I don't want to say I was dreading it. I didn't really know how I was going to handle it because I haven't been around my siblings for 2.5 years. So to be thrown in a room with all of them was going to be odd for me. And I made some decisions ahead of time of this is what I was going to do and how I was going to handle it. And I hate to say it, but she did something on social media, and everything inside of me said, I can't do this anymore. I love her, but I have to let her go. I cannot do this. I'm not going to set myself up again just to have it all come crashing down. And there's been times that I'm wondering, am I going to be able to pick myself up again? Is this going to be the final crush that just, that's it, And yeah, so I feel like I was shown something. And it was kind of like you can either repeat this or you can disconnect from it and go on with your life. And for the first time in my whole life since a child, I mean, she's done this to me my whole life. And I am disassociating myself with it. I don't want it in my circle. Um, I don't want to pick myself up again. I'm not going to allow her. I put a massive, huge boundary. And I can forgive somebody and I can move on. And that is, I have struggled with it for 2.5 years. And that in that moment, I knew it was not going to change. It was going to continue to be a repeated pattern that has been my whole life when I saw what she did. And that was it. And so then I had to get together with all my whole family. And when I walked in there, I'm like, it's going to be a certain way for me. And if I have to sit alone, I will sit alone. It was very awkward, but I did it. And I will have to say, I was really surprised with my older sister and my brother-in-law. They did not leave my side the whole time. So they made it easier for me because it was hard. And I know I made the right decision. And even walking away that day, I knew I made the right decision. And it hurts, but I can't go back. I won't go back. Can't. So there's that. It still hurts. It's new. But I won't allow anyone to ever make me feel that way again about myself. Ever. And it's hard because I genuinely care about people. But I can't. It's going to destroy me. So there's that. So family's hard, especially when you're the only one really awake. It's hard for me anyway. I talk to other people that are awake and their families starting to wake up and they're starting to see things. So you never know, I'm seeing it more and more. So I wanted to get on and share. And if this could help anybody struggling or is having a hard time with family or friends or loved ones or something, just know that you're not alone. It's not easy to make those hard decisions. They do hurt, but I know in time, it and the most of the time if I don't really sit down and think about it. I don't even think about it. But it's also good for me to put it out there and release it, which I know. So I'm hoping this will help me. And I hope this will help anybody else that comes across this and may have a similar experience. So I want to get on with my walk and enjoy the rest of the beautiful weekend. So everyone have a beautiful weekend. Bye.